Roger John Madden, Juanito at Mission Hospital on Thursday, the 14th of August, 6, a little after 6 a.m. Just beeping in the background. I may not use this, we'll see, but it's the best shot I had. As long as the door was open over there, we had the very loud conversations, extremely middle class conversations of the nurses and the doctors, teasing and playing together and talking about their airline trips and whether to go to Mexico. They were all sure it's too dangerous to go there. And they desperately needed my data, but they didn't get it. I'm overall proud of the way I got myself thrown out of the rescue mission last night. It was a big step. I was terrified to do it because it meant being on the street again. But it had been building for 2 days. Tony, the boss, would not let me go back to bed, sick as I was, with the cold they all had on top of my UTI. I was barely able to walk, and I could not go back to bed. I had to stay up from 8 to 4, and I was mad. His henchman who told me, I gave him a piece of my mind. But Tony's the one I really needed to talk to, the big dictator, the big tyrant who I detest. So, the last couple nights, as soon as they let me back in the building at 4, I went straight to bed. And night before last, I slept 12 hours. Last night, they banged on my station at time for the meeting because on Wednesday night there's the meeting in chapel, and it's not voluntary. You have to show up. And I wasn't going to go. I was going to sleep through and deal with the consequences tomorrow. But the guy running the dorm said, you got to go. You got to go. Talk to Tony. If you're nice to Tony, he'll be nice to you. I said, I don't think so. Well, if you don't go in with that attitude. But no, ask nicely, and maybe he'll probably tell you to go back to bed. So I went down there. In the mess hall. Hands shaking, sorry. And I prepared myself by getting quiet. Don't rehearse. I had easily rehearsed a couple of ways to storm out of there. No. He might say yes. He might say, but I knew damn well that if he said no, there's no way my dignity would allow me to let him oppress me that way, and that I would storm out. So sure enough, he walks in, says, what do you want? I want to ask your permission to go back to bed. I'm very sick. Talk to me after the meeting. I'm not staying for the meeting. Well, then you have to leave. And I stopped at the doorway, got off most of my little soapbox about what kind of Christian place is this. And as I walked, and Tony said something else in retort, I put the cherry on top with "fuck you, Tony," and felt good. And I had not planned, I'll go to Mission Hospital. I had not planned that at all. But I did walk a very long way in a very weakened state, to the bus stop, to get the bus to the foot of the hill, and did not know there was a shuttle you could take to the top of the hill, but I walked all the way to the top of the hill. I thought, I just got my Medicaid. The Laurels could take me for an extended stay. I don't want to do that. But I just found out that the apartments I want are 6-month minimum wait. And 6 months is the maximum you could be at rescue mission. And no way. How could I possibly do that? Well, no, I don't have to. Now I just have to do something else. And when the nurse this morning came to help me to the bathroom, aide, whatever it was, and asked me, where do you live? I don't live anywhere. Back to that answer. Well, where's home? I don't have a home. And I am awful sick. Coughing. I thought sure they'd find pneumonia, but apparently they didn't. So, we'll see. Oh, I was shaking you. Sorry. It's with two hands even. Okay, that's the best I can do. Bye. Yeah, bye.